Sam barely slept. He lay in bed, far too soft, under a ceiling that glowed like starlight. The room they had given him was carved into the heart of a tree. No, a tree palace, with branches that moved when he wasn't looking and leaves that whispered in languages he didn't understand. It smelled of jasmine and fresh earth. The mattress was made of something like moss and a cloud. 1,000 people would have paid a fortune for this room. But Sam wasn't comfortable. Because how could he sleep when the world had broken open? He sat upright, rubbing his face with both hands. He was still in the same clothes from the hike. His boots were muddy, his shirt stiff with sweat, his thoughts tangled in ways he couldn't begin to sort. Prophecy, the thread, the veil, a hidden world beneath the earth filled with dragons and witches and wizards who watched him like he was a ticking time bomb. And now he had to find out why. A knock came at the door. Soft, polite, like a breeze asking permission to pass. Sam? It was Elra's voice. She didn't sound like she was waiting too long. He opened the door to find her dressed in a deep blue robes today, with a thin silver circlet around her brow. Her glowing eyes swept over him. You look like you've seen a ghost. I feel like I am one, Sam muttered. She offered a small, almost human smile. Come, the council has approved your orientation. Orientation? What is this, magic college? Elra arched an eyebrow. Well, you're not wrong. She led him through the twisting interior corridors of the tree palace. Every surface glimmered with faint enchantments, symbols that pulsed gently as they passed. Windows opened to views that shifted, first forest, then sea, then mountaintops scorched by lightning. Sam realized they weren't windows at all, but skewering mirrors tuned to other parts of the realm. Where exactly am I, he asked. This is Silthmere, the High Sanctuary, one of the last strongholds of balance in Atherhelm. And the city we walked through? Luminalis, capital of Atherbound. It exists halfway between the surface and the hollow's core. All threads pass through here at some point. There's that word again. Thread. Elra paused in front of a great door carved with shapes of stars and serpents. She turned to him. Let me explain properly. The door opened on its own with a breath-like sigh. Inside was a chamber of books, books stacked in spirals, books floating mid-air, books that turned their own pages. Sam stepped inside and immediately felt something strange, like a vibration just beneath his skin. This is the Archive of Threads, Elra said, softly. Every living thing has a thread, its path through time, fate, and magic. The stronger the thread, the louder it sings. And yours? She looked at him. Yours is blaring like a war drum. Sam frowned. So, I'm fated to do something? Yes, but threads aren't chains. They're rivers. They flow toward likely futures, but you can swim. Can I swim back home? Elra tilted her head. In time, perhaps, but you were pulled here for a reason. The Hollow Realm does not open by accident. Something within you, old and powerful, called to this place, and now it listens. He sat heavily on a floating stone bench. I'm just some kid from Salem, Massachusetts. I have a B-minus GPA, a crush on my TA, and I lose my wallet at least twice a month. There's no way I'm the guy your prophecy's talking about. That's the funny thing about heroes, Elra said. They rarely believe they are one. She reached into her robe and pulled out a small orb, clear as glass but filled with moving stardust. This, she said, is your thread. She placed it in his palm. The moment it touched his skin, images flooded his mind. Flashes of fire, a tower of bone, a woman with wings made of shadow, a sword buried in the roots of a tree, a boy, him, standing at a cliff's edge, eyes glowing gold. Sam dropped the orb. It didn't fall, it floated back to Elra's hand. What the hell was that? Visions, fragments of your path. They're still coalescing. But one thing is clear. You have magic. Sam blinked. No, I don't. That's not possible. Elra's smile deepened. Magic isn't something you own. It's something you remember. What does that even mean? Sam said. It means you need training. And fast. A new voice entered the room. He'll need more than training. He'll need to survive. A man stepped from between two floating bookcases, dressed in a coat made of stitched-together dragon scales. His hair was silver. His beard was scruffy. He carried a staff carved with flames and bones. This, Elra said, only slightly annoyed, is Master Kalen, Warden of the Flame, one of our more colorful instructors. Call me Cade, the man said. I teach spellcraft, swordplay, and not dying. You'll be seeing a lot of me. Sam stood. You're a wizard? Not just a wizard, Cade said, a battle weaver. I bind magic to blade. You're going to need to learn both. Sam looked between them. Why does everyone assume I'm staying here? Cade smirked. Because the Hollow Realm is unraveling. Monsters are surfacing. Shadows are waking. And your threat is lighting up like a bonfire. Whether you stay or run, you're already in this. I didn't ask to be. True, Elra said gently. But the Hollow didn't ask to be dying either. A silence fell. Finally, Sam exhaled. Okay, where do we start? Over the next few days, Sam was thrown into a world of chaos and beauty. He was given new clothes, robes that adjusted to his size, stitched with sigils that warmed him when cold and cooled him when hot, and repelled dirt automatically, which he found particularly awesome. He was also given a satchel, enchanted with a bottomless capacity, which he tested by stuffing it full of apples until a squirrel hissed at him from inside. His days were split between lessons with Elra in thread theory, learning the nature of fate, magic, and the hidden power inside living beings, and grueling training with Cade in an arena made of obsidian and flame. Sam learned to channel energy through focus, intent, and visualization. At first, he could barely light a spark, but one morning, during sparring, he shouted in fear and unleashed a wave of fire from his palms that nearly singed Cade's eyebrows off. Better, Cade had yelled, laughing. Let's try not to melt the floor next time. The other students gave Sam a wide berth. Some whispered. A few looked at him with awe, others with suspicion. One girl with pale green eyes and hair like copper wire stared at him openly every time he entered the room. He didn't know whether to wave or run. He also began dreaming, more vividly than ever. Each night he saw the same vision, a tree made of crystal branches touching the stars, roots tangled in bones. At its base stood a gate made of black stone, and behind it something breathing, waiting. On the seventh day, Elra took him to the top of a floating spire. The sky above Etherhelm shimmered like an aurora, and the stars wheeled in strange patterns overhead. This place, she said, was once part of the surface. Long ago, during the shattering, it fell beneath. Etherhelm was born from the broken dreams of the world above. Sam stood next to her, wind brushing through his hair. Why are you showing me this? Because the shattering is happening again. Cracks are forming. Something ancient is trying to return. You think I can stop it? No, she said. I think you must. The wind stilled. From the spire's edge, Sam saw something shimmer in the valley below. A black mark spreading across the land like a bruise. Dark magic, Elra whispered, and it's coming this way. A silence passed between them, and then Elra turned to him. You must find the Mirror of Ver, she said. It holds the memory of the first threads. Only it can show you where you truly belong. Where is it? In the Underglen, a place we even dare not tread lightly. The roots of the Hollow run deep there, and not all are friendly. Sam exhaled. Of course they're not. Elra reached out and placed a hand on his shoulder. The journey will be perilous, but you will not go alone. Who's coming with me? You'll see, she said. At that moment, the wind picked up again, but now it carried something new, a smell, ash, and from the southern edge of Atherhelm, where the mountains met the void, a horn sounded, deep, trembling, mournful. Sam didn't know what it meant, but the look on Elra's face told him everything he needed to know. The war had begun.